We all go through stress in our lives. I'm sure that you've gone through some stress just like I have. And sometimes when we go through stress, we do see that we lose hair. Is it possible that your stress is causing you to lose hair? This is Dr. Dwella Mota Nelson, your healthy scalp specialist. A question for today is, how can stress affect your hair growth? Or how can stress affect hair loss? You're probably wondering if stress can cause hair loss. And it absolutely can. There are three ways that we know in particular that stress can cause you to start to lose hair or cause you to pull out hair. So we're going to talk about those a little bit today. The first one is, the name of the actual disorder is called telogen effluvium. And essentially it's when your follicles go into a resting phase. So when you grow hair, your hair has a starting phase where it just starts to kind of come out of the scalp. It has a growing phase, which is called the anagen phase, and then it has a resting phase or a dormant phase where it stops growing. And so when your hair starts to enter that telogen effluvium type of phase, it stops growing. It doesn't grow any longer. Sometimes it stays at that same height that it is, like that same length that it is, if you will. And then other times it starts to come out. And so that's definitely triggered by stress. There's lots of information that's out there for you to read about that, but it is caused specifically by stress. The second one is trichotillomania. And we know that is a disorder where you have an urge to pull on your hair on your scalp. And many people that have this say that there's a sensation that they feel as if they need to pull the hair or tug on the hair, and they pull it out from the root. They pull it all the way out, and they like that sensation, or they're drawn to that sensation. It is a disorder, and it is diagnosable by a dermatologist and sometimes by a psychologist. And it has been linked directly to stress, or having high stress levels, or being very stressed about a life experience or something that's going on in your life. The third thing that we'll mention is alopecia areata. We know that definitely causes hair loss, and it causes a decrease in hair growth in certain places on the scalp. As the lesions on the scalp begin to kind of grow into each other, you'll have hair loss all over the scalp, not just in small patches. So those are three ways that we know that stress can affect your hair loss. Number one is telogen effluvium. Number two is trichotillomania. Number three is alopecia areata. The most common sign of stress-related hair loss is seeing hair around the house, extra hair on your combs and brushes. When you get up from the bed at night, if you look back at your pillowcase, you're seeing hair on your pillowcases. You're seeing hair on your clothes when you change your clothes, or seeing hair on your shoulders of your jackets or vest. The easiest way really to tell if you're experiencing hair loss is when you see these stray hairs kind of around. You don't usually see hairs around on surfaces like in your bathroom or on your sheets at nighttime when you get up. So just taking notice, making sure that you take notice of any hair that you see around, or if you're noticing when you're sweeping up or mopping that you see extra hair in the bathroom when you're sweeping up, those all are telltale signs of hair loss. It's very common to lose about 100 strands of hair per day. It's very common just with combing and brushing and styling your hair. You're going to lose some hair. And then when the hair gets to the end of that growth cycle, you lose those hairs as well. But when you're starting to see excess amounts of hair on the floor where you can pick it up with your hand and it's a large amount of hair, you can probably be sure that you're having some sort of hair loss. And it's very, very possible that the hair loss that you're experiencing might not be linked to medication. It might be linked to stress or stress-related situations in your life. So it's really important that you take note of making sure that you do good self-care to take care of yourself. An easy way to tell if you're losing hair or starting to lose hair is to take pictures. You can take just a regular phone and just take pictures of your hair from above and from behind you and both sides, and then take pictures of your hair over time. So maybe take pictures at the top of the month and then take pictures at the top of the next month. And usually, with pictures, you can see pretty easily if you're having hair loss. It's hard to tell when you're combing and brushing your hair if your hair feels or looks thinner, but it's definitely quite easy to tell in a picture. When you have two pictures side by side, it's really easy to tell if there's any difference in your hair loss or hair density by looking at those two pictures side by side. So I recommend that if you think that you might be having hair loss, or your loved one might be having hair loss or experiencing thinning, it's great to take pictures. At Dr. Topic Oils, that's one thing that we always do with our clients when we start to work with them and start to talk with them about their hair loss or hair health needs or scalp health needs. We always take pictures on day one to make sure that we're all looking at the same thing together. And so we always recommend that. So it's a great thing that you can do at home as well. Stress-related hair loss is normally not permanent. So if you're experiencing hair loss and you're very stressed and you know it's probably due to your stressful lifestyle or stressful situations in your life, that hair more than likely will grow back. You just need to, first of all, make sure that you are taking time for yourself and finding ways to be able to decrease the stress in your life. Taking a walk, you can do deep breathing or relaxation types of exercises. You can read a book. There's lots of great stations on YouTube and on Audible that just have music, or you can listen to things that are self-help types of Audible books. There's so many things that you can do to try to decrease your stress level in your life. That will be number one, because you can treat your scalp with lots of different things that may or may not help. But if your stress level continues to be high, you may still continue to lose hair. So if you think that your hair loss is due to stress, the first thing would be to get your stress under control or to find ways to manage that stress. The good thing is that when you do have hair loss that's caused by stress, that hair can definitely grow back. And some things you can do to help the hair to grow back: you can massage your scalp. We have a scalp massager at Dr. Topic Oils, a manual scalp massager that you can use. It's very, very gentle to the scalp. It increases blood flow. It's actually very relaxing. It feels like a massage on the scalp, not just like a skin massage, but it actually gets down into your scalp and gives you a nice, good massage to your head. So that would be great. You can make sure that you're moisturizing your hair really well, because dehydration also can lead to hair loss. So those two things, I think that you can do specifically for your scalp, and taking care of your mental health is really important to decrease that stress level. Another thing that you can do if you feel that your hair loss is being caused by stress, you can definitely seek a medical professional. There are lots of people out there that can help you with mental health and help you to understand how you can best manage that. And so seeking help is really important. Knowing when you have reached the end and you know that you definitely are not able to manage on your own, seeking help is very, very powerful. So making sure that you reach out to someone, a medical professional, a mental health specialist, that can help you to be able to learn ways and find ways to cope with your life stressors. Now the question, can stress lead to bald spots? That question is yes. And the reason is because when you're stressed, most of the time when you're stressed, you may not care for your hair and your body how you would if you were not in a stress state. I know for me personally, if I'm stressed, sometimes I don't eat well, sometimes I don't drink enough water, definitely don't make time for exercise, I definitely don't make time for relaxation and deep breathing. And so this message is really for me as well. I feel that when I'm not stressed, I take more time to listen to my body, take care of my body, take care of my scalp, take care of my skin and my body, eat well. And so I think, making sure that if you feel that you're stressed, making sure that you take time out and care for your hair, because sometimes we just tuck our hair away when we're stressed and we don't really care for our hair as well as we should. And when we do that, when we neglect our hair, it can easily lead to bald spots, and it can easily lead to more hair loss than you probably would have experienced by just really caring for your hair. So if you think that you have stress-related hair loss, I recommend that you find ways to cope with your stress, but also don't overlook it. Take time to notice if there's something going on with your scalp, or take time to notice that you see extra hair that's laying around or in your comb or brush. Don't overlook it. If you do tend to overlook it or push it to the side, later you may have bald spots, and it's much harder to grow in bald spots than it is just to grow your hair back or just to thicken your hair up. My recommendation is to make sure that you're taking notice, that you're not overlooking your hair loss, that you're not pushing it to the side, that you make it a priority for you to take care of your hair and take care of your scalp, take care of your body. This is Dr. Dwella Moat Nelson, your healthy scalp specialist.